but what are you putting online? Are you like 99% of the coaches I run into and you're posting quotes from other people and you're posting articles from Forbes that you found interesting? Do you respond to that kind of stuff? When was the last time you saw some post, some quote, or some article that you're like, oh yeah, I'm so glad Donna shared that because that really affected my life? Like, no. Hey kids, it's Lindsey. Today we're here to talk about how to build an audience from scratch. Because my guess is that you're coming to the realization here in your coaching business, regardless of where you are in that coaching business, that you're gonna need an audience to get to where you're going. And whether that be you're just starting and you want your first clients, how do you build an audience for that? Two, let's start scaling. Well, how the heck am I supposed to scale if I have to build this know, like, and trust situation on super speed mode so that people will actually start to buy my stuff? So I've been teaching how to audience build for a really long time. One of my most popular online courses is called Facebook Group Secrets. Okay. And you can find that at groupsecretscourse.com, where I teach you how to build a thriving and awesome community there on Facebook. And then after you know, like, and trust, after people get to know, like, and trust you in that Facebook group, I teach you how to challenge to get more clients, give a webinar to get more clients, get more one-on-one consults, those kind of things. Because once you have a community, and in that course specifically, it was on Facebook, I mean, the sky's the limit, because then you have active people who want to buy your stuff as a coach. So I have that I've been teaching for a long time. And I've taught a strategy for many, many years called the beating the bushes method. And what the beating the bushes method was how I really took my coaching business to some of its initial levels, which is I'd go into Facebook groups. If there's people out there that are having a problem that I can help, then I would help out there in other people's Facebook groups and answer the question. Okay. And as other people would see that answer, I would, they would comment, and then I would send them a DM and try to connect with them on a more personal DM level. Well, that's hit or miss, right? Like I've done all the cold strategies where you're reaching out on Instagram to every follower and thanking them so much for joining your channel. And I've done this beating the bushes method where when people comment on my stuff, I'll reach out to them and try to make a sale with them and those kind of things. I've been teaching it for years. I've taken tons of courses on it. And honestly, I'm here to tell you the thing that is wrong with your audience building strategy right now is all about you and your mindset and how you're approaching these people online. It actually has nothing to do with some sort of magical script that I'm going to give you that actually gets people to talk to you. Do you know what gets people to talk to you? Do you know what people online actually want to see? They want to see some true vulnerability. Okay. People online respond to transparency. And when that dawned on me, when I was like, oh, okay, so people, well, and this might sound a little stupid here on YouTube, but okay, so people are just like me and they don't like to be hit up on Instagram. And the people, like the spammy messages on Instagram, you guys know the ones I'm talking about, okay? You can see them coming from a mile away. It doesn't even matter. Like, this is how good I am at sensing somebody who wants to sell me something on Instagram. If they say, hey, Lindsey, where are you from? I can tell. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's the energy of the conversation. I don't freaking know what it is, but I can tell. Okay. Cause I will interact, and I will interact knowing this guy's trying to sell me something. I'm from Portland. This guy's trying to sell me something. I've been in the business for this long. This guy's trying to sell me something. I'm answering his questions. And lo and behold, at the end of that thread, dude's trying to sell me something, and it sucks. Versus tons of people who watch my videos, tons of people who don't know me at all. They will literally reach out and make, hey, where in Portland are you from? Oh my gosh, whatever the case may be. And I could just tell. They could say, where are you from, in the exact same way. And I don't know. I just feel like I can tell. Point is that people aren't stupid. Nobody likes to get hit up on Instagram the second you join someone's fan page. Nobody likes cold DMs, and nobody's going to respond to you. And those people, quite frankly, that are going to respond to those kind of huge outpouring of automated messages are the people in 911 mode. And what happens when we bring people in 911? This is my 911 mode outfit, like mode, okay? Position. When people in 911 mode respond to us and we bring them into our coaching business, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's never a good time, right? They are expecting the world from you. Nothing is ever good enough. Thank you for the payment. That was like the last positive part of our interaction, right? Have you guys ever felt that way? Well, you're thinking about it all wrong. So first of all, you got to remember we're all humans. I know. I hate how often I have to tell myself that person feels just like me. That person is just like me. Okay. They're just like you. Nobody has a supersonic power of not being bothered by social media or not having ups and downs day or not having problems in their life. Everybody has problems. Everybody feels pretty much the same way you do. That's what they call the human condition. So when you can approach audience building from oh, well, I don't want it done to me. I'm not going to do it to someone else under the guise of I took a class and they don't know what kind of mask I'm trying to pull over their eyes. But when you're like, I actually just want to start to get to know people. I actually just want to build a community. I actually just want to meet some new friends on social media. When you stop being like, and what's in it for me? What are you going to do for me? Are you going to buy from me? Are you perfect for me? What's going on with me? But instead, okay, you're on social media and you're sharing stories. Okay. You share stories. I teach this in my converts.me program. Go there, check it out. Converts.me. I'll teach you how to create stories. But when you create stories from your life, you can create stories from your past and your present and your future. Okay. And these stories are about you, but they're also about your business and they're about your philosophies and the way that, and your problems and your perspectives, right? All of these beautiful things on why people pick us to be their coach. Okay. And you start sharing those in a methodical way on social media. Well, then what happens? This post over here about your dog who's hiding under the table is a lot like that leadership meeting you went to where you realized that the leader who was talking about, the COVID restrictions was also as scared as everybody else in the room, just like my dog under the table. So now you're saying, okay, what are people coming away with that post? They're coming away with not only, right, she was in some leadership meeting today, which makes you like a leadership coach. But she also has a really cute dog. And what are you going to remember tomorrow? You're going to probably remember that she has a cute dog. And then maybe if you think about it, you'll remember she was in a leadership meeting. And that's a whole heck of a lot more successful and tactical and creates content that converts a lot better than if you're like, my name is blah, 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 and I teach leadership. Yawn. Okay. When you start putting people to sleep, that's when your content becomes completely worthless. And that's what most coaches do. Most coaches are like, they're not confident enough in their own perspective. They think they need to act a certain way online. And this is how people expect a leadership coach to act. So I better act that way. And leadership coaches are just sitting in their office, folding their arms and only thinking about leadership. We do not have dogs. We do not have family, and we do not have any fun because all we do is talk about leadership. Now that may be a gross exaggeration, but what are you putting online? Are you like 99% of the coaches I run into and you're posting quotes from other people and you're posting articles from Forbes that you found interesting? Do you respond to that kind of stuff? When was the last time you saw some post, some quote or some article that you're like, oh yeah, I'm so glad Donna shared that because that really affected my life? Like, no. To build an audience online, your mindset shift is everybody's human. Nobody likes to be treated that way. And here's the big one. And this is the one everyone struggles with when I mention it, is you want to build that community one at a time. When you start pulling people in a mass scale, and this even includes on email lists and stuff like that, okay? When you're pulling people in on a mass scale, then you're pulling what's called a Westworld. That's what I call it, Westworld. Have you seen it? Essentially, it's the singularity when robots take us over, but you still kind of know, like the robots, even though they act and seem to feel like humans, there's just something off about them, okay? And that's what's happening to the digital marketing space right now, is that there's just something off, okay? There's no magic script. There's no magic intro that's going to get anyone to introduce themselves to you. Do you know what humans like? Humans like to be seen and heard, okay? They like to be viewed as a human. And in fact, when you see and hear humans, we have this little dopamine hit. So I don't know about you, but building an audience full of prospects that have had a little drug from you, a little dopamine hit, well, that sounds like pretty powerful stuff. And honestly, it's all about seeing and hearing people. So get away from the vanity metrics, okay? You can look at my YouTube, you can look at my Instagram. They're not the hugest thing that you're ever going to see, but I build a very awesome coaching business off that. And I know so many people that I'm interacting with on social. They're my friend group. I have so many people that I know, that I consider friends, that every time I run a promo, they want to come, they want to be an affiliate, and they want to help me spread the word because we're friends. I'm not talking down to everyone on social media. We're all in this together, and I'm acknowledging them as a human being. Now you may say, well, Lindsey, one person at a time. How can I get my VA to do that? You don't, okay? Or you can get a team member, but I highly recommend you remain extremely vulnerable. You remain extremely transparent on who is talking, and you really don't go after the sale. Here's the worst part. And take it from somebody who's taken tons of sales. I think my first sales course I took 15 years ago. I still remember it came in 3-ring binders, okay? Trying to narrow down this sales situation. I've taken tons of courses. I know. I keep telling you how much I know. I'm really just telling you, I know that this is the case, okay? I've tried it all, and it all works moderately to averagely well, averagely to moderately well. That's about it, okay? What super speeds things and what really takes off is when you stop automating things and you actually just start caring about people, because then what's going to happen? You meet this person today and they're like, Lindsey's actually really cool and she has a dog. Then you post something else, and then you post something else, and then you post a webinar. Then they're like, yeah, Lindsey is cool. I think I will go to that webinar, right? And not only that, they'll tell their friends. And eventually you're going to get into this nice rhythm on your social media and your outreach that isn't a big deal. Okay. I manage thousands and thousands of contacts. Now, obviously only a certain amount of those guys are active at once, but I don't feel overwhelmed by my online friends. And I've approached it one at a time because every single person is a human. So you know how to have conversations. I call it vulnerability reps. Vulnerability reps. You create this amazing content, which I teach you in the Content That Converts.me program. Okay. From your past, from your present, from your future, I tell you how to create stories. And those stories are all lines in the water on social media. Okay. This is a line for people who like dogs. This is a line for moms who have 3 kids and are overwhelmed. This is a line for people who love the Oregon coast. Okay. And I put it out there, and people will connect with you on those different topics because you're drawing from your stories, you're showing your expertise, and then they remember you. And the best part about the way that I teach how to create content is that it becomes more enjoyable. It becomes more natural. It becomes less forced. It becomes more authentic, and it becomes freaking fun. For me, it's the cornerstone of everything I do and teach. I create content. From that content comes thoughts and ideas for new courses and programs. I talk to my clients. I get more ideas. It's this never-ending, amazing, awesome cycle of learning for me and for my clients and for the YouTube audience. Okay. So there you have it. That's how you build an audience from scratch. There's no secret template. I've tried them all. There's no secret method. I've tried it all. It comes down to good content and acknowledging people as a human being. All right. Check out the channel for more info. Make sure you head over to contentthatconverts.me to see when our next program is running, so I can teach you how to do this super duper easy. And until next time, have a great day.